What's up YouTube, That's here, and today I'm super excited to be bringing you guys an updated VGC 2021 Series 7 team from the Garchomp team that we uploaded the very first day Crown Tundra went live. The only real changes I've made, I've switched up a couple items, and I have switched out Braviary for Zapdos. I know I said Braviary was going to be super good, it is still super good if you want that defensive option, but Zapdos being able to stab those flying attacks and fighting attacks as opposed to Braviary just being able to stab the flying attacks, it's actually super nice. You can see we're using a Choice Specs Thundurus, we're using a Sharp Beak on our Tornadus, we're using a Choice Scarf Landorus, a Focus Sash, Telepathy, Tapu Koko, a Life Orb Defiant Zapdos, and last but not least, a super bulky Assault Vested Garchomp. I actually want to talk a little bit about this Garchomp because its EV spread is very different from the other one we used. The other one we used had a lot of HP with mixed defense and special defense. This one is just straight HP special D all the way. Like, I've eaten Ice Beams, I've eaten Icy Winds, Dazzling Winds, Moonblasts, Max Starfalls. This thing does not care that your opponent is hitting it with a special attack. He's like, I literally could care less. And Dragon Ground is such a good defensive typing. Fire attacks ain't doing anything. Grass attacks are neutral. Water attacks are neutral. Electric attacks are resisted, which goes really cool with this team because we have potential for Discharge with Tapu Koko, Discharge with Thundurus. The whole point of this team is an updated EQ Discharge versus this move right here, Discharge. 80 base power. The user strikes everything around it by letting loose a flare of electricity. This may also cause paralysis. 30% chance parry, by the way. So we're using Discharge with our Volt Absorb Thundurus. We're using Discharge with our Telepathy Koko. We can pair them together, get two 30% chance pairs with Discharge, and they don't hit their teammates. If anything, you actually hit the Thundurus and give it a Volt Absorb proc to restore health. You can pair that next to Landorus. You can pair that next to Garchomp. It's super nice. The only two Pokemon that you don't want to discharge are your Zapdos and your Tornadus, and the Tornadus is rocking a Protect so it can avoid that damage anyways. So hopefully you guys like this team. It's pretty easy to play, and let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Let's hop right into the battles, and let's start this up. Wish me luck, guys. Alright, going into our very first game of the day. Grimmsnarl makes things awkward just because those dual screens, big fake out. Don't really have to worry too much about the Thunder Wave pressure because most of our team is either electric or immune. But this looks like a pretty good team to Disquake. So I'm thinking we go Big Lando because, like, the Corviknight is hard to deal with. I'm going to go Big Lando regardless. I think it's time for Genies. We're going to go Landorus and Thundurus. And there's no way you stop both of us. I mean, there is a way. It's called Gastrodon. But let's see. How can I actually deal with Gastro correctly? Torn is pretty decent here. I think we still bring the Garchomp, and I still think we bring the Zapdos. Zapdos is probably going to be our Maximon this game. I'm thinking about bringing Zapdos instead of the Lando, actually. But then we can't go Discharge. So would we actually go, like, Thundurus Zapdos? Is that better? Sorry, Landorus Zapdos. And I could Airstream my Landorus, make it even faster. Would it be better to be Garchomp at that point, you know? Landorus is a lot faster and can intimidate the Dracozolt. I think I'm going to do that, yeah. Let's go Landorus Zapdos. And we'll bring Garchomp in the back. Do I want Koko here? I don't think Koko's necessarily needed. Alright, let's go. Let's rock and load with this super cool Disquake team. I think, like, Arcanine, Grimmsnarl is still super nice. I think Gastrodon works really well there. I think this guy has the tools to maybe beat me, but we will see what he leads with. I want to see if he leads Arcanine or if he leads Corviknight. Both of those are really weird leads for me to have to deal with. If he leads Arcanine, cool, my Zapdos gets a boost. If he leads Corviknight, I'm probably going to have to switch out the Zapdos, just because he would be able to dumpster me. Corviknight and Arcanine, I didn't think he'd lead both of them. Alright, this completely changes it, because it's like, this is kind of the best of both worlds. It's probably going to be Mirror Armor. It could be, you know, Unnerved, but I bet it's Mirror Armor. There it is. So our Landorus is going to be getting intimidated, and the thing about this is, do I really just want to go all in and destroy that Corviknight? Is he going to Airstream me? It's so hard to actually say what's going to happen here. Because I could go for, like, big Earthquakes here. But right now I'm at +1. Do you guys think +1 Nuck, like, Oko's that Corviknight or not? I actually think the right play might be to just hard switch in my Thundurus here. Is he really going to be Airstreaming my Zapdos slot? I think I'm actually just going to max here. And I'm actually going to max Guard because I outspeed both of them right now. And then I could just next turn go really hard. He wouldn't be snarling me either. I think I'm actually going to pop the Max Guard, which is super weird to see. And then next turn, the Discharge will just melt that Corviknight. And we'll see who he actually wants to max with if he wants to switch it all. But I know he's going into our Zapdos. Remember, we were talking a little about Zapdos the other day, and that, like, the best move, he just scoops. Okay. Well, that happens sometimes. You can't say I wasn't prepared. I'm going to finish what I was talking about earlier. The best move on Galarian Zapdos, on a lot of these new mons, actually, is defensive moves like Protect and Substitute, because people are going to go out of their way to like overcommit to respecting new mons. So sometimes playing it super passive and choosing to to max guard over just the detect was to block the max airstream if they did want to Dynamax or Gmax that Corviknight, to make it so I still maintained speed control and was able to put out enough damage on the next turn. So we're going to go into another one. That one was a little bit quick. All right, Regieleki with Feeny, Tornadus, Metagross. That's a really cool team. I've actually started to see a lot more people using like Metagross, Feeny, and then like Amon that abuses TR, but then like no way to actually set TR. So right now I'm super happy. I think we're just gonna go Torn. I think like Torn Garchomp is actually like really good. Even Torn Lando could be really good because we could U-turn if they wanted to go for like an Icy Wind or something. You know, we'd be able to switch in like a Defiant Mon, like Zapdos maybe. Yeah, let's go Torn. Let's go Torn and Garchomp. Probably gonna be maxing the Chomp this game, I feel. Probably gonna be that big weakness policy measure, so I want a second EQ user with a lot of speed. It's funny, that Regieleki, if he's actually full speed with that 200 base speed, actually outspeeds my Lando, my Scarf Lando. It's actually pretty ridiculous. I think Coco's still really nice here as well, but I think Thundurus might be a little bit more valuable than Coco, just because like this is a spexed Thundurus. And he gets a couple other really good moves too. Coco gets D-Gleam though, and Taunt. Do I need D-Gleam or Taunt? I don't think I do. I think I'm gonna bring the Thundurus. It avoids the Earthquake the same. And that should be good. The only value Coco really brings to the table is Coco has Protect. I don't think that's going to be worthy enough, because remember, we're not using Electric Surge Coco. If we're using Electric Surge Coco here, maybe we think about bringing it to take away the Feeny terrain, but we're not. We're using the Hidden Ability Telepathy Coco today. Hidden Ability Telepathy Coco, because you can go EQ and Discharge and not have to worry about hitting your teammates. But let's see how this goes. Tornadus, Regieleki, right off the bat, yo. Right off the bat. All right, let's think about how we're going to handle this. Regielekis are sometimes sashed. I mean, in my personal preference, I think they're sashed a decent amount. I think I want to actually just raw hard switch out my Torn for my Garchomp. Sorry, I could switch in Lando too. That'd be a dope switch. I'm going to switch the Thundurus in, sorry. And I think I'm just going to go for an Earthquake here. I don't need a max right now. Next turn we can pop the big max. Icy Wind won't do that much to our Garchomp because it's super bulky. And I just want to be able to maybe take out the Regieleki. The longer I wait to save my max, the better. So let's go. Switch in Thundurus. Yes, he's probably going to be popping either... I expect a Tailwind here. Yep, there's a Tailwind. Completely fine to let him Tailwind. I'm going to let your 200 base speed mon continue to Tailwind, Chief. That's totally you. Electro Web. Yo, we take those. You do absolutely nothing. Say it again. And let's go. You can totally Icy Wind me, bro. I think I'm fine with that Icy Wind. Sash? Yes, cool. Totally fine. We're going to max Rockfall this, I think we're going to max Rockfall the Torn. Because that means the Torn's not sashed. Like, one of these was sashed. We're just going to go for a Discharge here. I think the Rockfall is the right play. Because, like, what are you really going to do? The only problem is, like, do I really want to max this Garchomp? I think that's what it really comes down to. And I think that you do want to max the Garchomp. I think that maxing the Garchomp is still a pretty decent play. All right, so let's go. Maxing it up. Looks like he's not maxing here, so we should be able to get a double KO. Worst case scenario, we get Icy Winded. But I think our Garchomp's still, like, really, really thick, and I think this should be able to make us have, like, a lot more value. We just got to correctly get our Tornadus in to be able to Tailwind after he's already Tailwinded. We got to wait out his Tailwind. You know, bulky Garchomp's the perfect way to do that. Extreme speed, go for it. Breaking your own Sash, Chief. Never heard of that one. Never heard of that one. Maybe he knew he was going down. He knew he was going to be going down. Looks like I'm not actually going to be even able to set the Sandstorm probably, because it goes for a taunt. All right. He goes for the no damage option. Looks like I wasted a turn of my Dynamax doing absolutely nothing, because we're going to be able to KO with Discharge here. Yep. I wonder what his set was. I've actually seen a lot of people using like Mental Herb Tornadus, and I thought about it too, but I think Shark Beak's really good on like an offensive set. So yeah, we wasted a full turn of our max. I guess we took a little bit less damage from the extreme speed. But, yeah, let's see what he has back here. Feeny is problematic. He didn't go for an Icy Wind. Sometimes they don't carry it. You know, he has the Taunt. You know, I'm packing Icy Wind. Some carry Taunt instead. We do get outsped by this Metagross, but I don't know if that's that big of a deal. There's the Feeny. Okay. So let's see how I actually want to do this. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to go for the Discharge, and if he takes out the Thundurus, I just come in and Tailwind. And both of our Mons, like the rest of our Mons, outspeed the rest of his. Lando will be able to clean up if I can do good damage with this Feeny. So we're just going to go for our Discharge when we are Spexed. And I'm thinking about just Quaking the Feeny, because it is my technical strongest attack. Yeah, I'm just going to go for that. It's going to ally switch Metagross. OMG. You don't really want to proc the Metagross's policy if you can help it. We can't fish for any paras here, but the EQ Discharge is still strong. I think Garchomp is just an absolutely amazing Mon against things like Metagross. I think it can still get Ice Punch, but it just doesn't do that much. And let's see. He probably outspeeds our Thundurus if he has any speed investment on that Metagross thanks to his Tailwind. But, like, if he goes all in on our Thundurus and then, like, Feeny does something, Garchomp can eat that just fine. And then we'll be able to come in with our Tornadus, pop a Tailwind. I want to see if he's using, like, a Zen Headbutt on our Thundurus or if he's using, like, an Ice Punch, because it does matter. Steel Spike, that won't do anything with this. Nothing. You do nothing. Nothing. The bulky Chomp thrives once again. He gets a defense boost up for his Feeny, which is pretty nice, but it doesn't protect the Feeny, right? Because nothing. Literally nothing. Garchomp says no. Garchomp says no. Thundurus is going to melt this Feeny. He's going to live. But like, oh, just kidding. JK. Actually, we're procking the Metagross's Policy right now. I didn't think I'd one-shot a Tapu Fini with the Specs AoE move, but, you know, I guess I was wrong. I guess I was wrong. We're going into the big damage. The big damage. Probably just going to proc in his Policy here. At this point, I think we just got him, though. Because, like, what are you going to do? You're going to Steel Spike my Thundurus? You're going to Zen Headbutt my Thundurus? Thundurus is still pretty busted here. Now it's single target damage. Oh, was he not? Policy? He must be vested. Alright, so we just win. So we just win Lamau. EQ Discharge lives to save the day once again. And this team is so sick. It's an abbreviation of the team that, you know, I used a few days ago at the start of the Crown Tundra, where I showed it just on Showdown. But I switched out the Braviary for the Zapdos. But other than that, this team still cooks. Like, Regieleki Torn is a really, really solid lead. And we were just like, no. No, you don't. How about you don't? Oh man, that's my team. I was looking at the team, I was like, oh, they have all 3 legendary birds. So we're playing against someone that's literally using my own team. So that's Weakness T-Tar, Twisted Spoon, Articuno, Light Clay Raichu, Vest Moltres, Sash Excadrill, and Life Orb Zapdos. So I know how to beat that team. I'm pretty sure that I do. Pretty sure that I do. There's no Intimidators. I think the Zapdos is still a really, really good lead here. So is Garchomp, though. I mean, I think that a lot of them are really good leads. Is he going to go Sand against me? Like, do I care? This is so good against it. Because we just got to get Speed Control. That's pretty much how this is going to go down. We just need Speed Control, and then we win. Coco could taunt that Raichu, too, if I really wanted to. I think Zapdos is still really, really good here. If he gets an Airstream out, though, he's big time ahead. I'll still bring the Zapdos. I'll bring the Thundurus, too. Let's go! Going against someone that has my own team. I actually think I know who this is, but, yo, let's find out if I'm good enough to beat myself. The real question is, can I defeat myself? I do make some pretty good looking teams. I want to see if they lead Articuno, or just like lead T-Tar Excadrill or whatever. If we lead T-Tar Excadrill, we just ignore that T-Tar for a while. Garchomp doesn't really care. Articuno Raichu. So they're going for Fake Out Tailwind, which is totally fine. You want that Fake Out Tailwind? Be my guest. Be my guest. That's why we use this move. It's the best. I just think she want a Rock Slide, right? I could Oko the Articuno this turn. With my Garchomp, I could totally Oko it if I maxed. Rock Slide would still KO from this set. I actually think you just want to EQ. You could Fake Out my Garchomp, that's fine. But I think you're Fake Out in the Torn, and you're setting Tailwind, and the next turn I'll just Tailwind back. So we'll just trade Tailwinds. So he's not maxing. Fake out. Faked out my Garchomp. Oh, that's so sus. Alright. Rough Skin will still break the... Still deal 2 damage. I was going to say break Sash, but he's not sashed. Imprison. He's trying to imprison my Tailwind. He just ignored? That wouldn't have worked. I have priority Tailwind. I'm not even streaming. How are you this good? It's alright. We'll just still win. We outspeed that Raichu by a lot. So we're able to go for like an Airstream there, boosted by Sharp Beak, and then that should KO. And then the Earthquake will be able to finish off the Raichu. That was so weird. That was so weird. He's gonna max that Articuno, I think, and Airstream me. We need to get an Airstream boost like right now though. Like right now. That was a really ballsy play. Like he could have done that same play, but like fake out imprison the Torn. You know? Ignore the Garchomp. But he fake out of the Garchomp. Read the Protect on my Torn. I guess I'm being too obvious with when I wake my sets, because like I've talked so much about Torn being really good and how protecting Torn's really good. And so players that like use my team to watch my videos, they're able to punish that. They know to respect the Garchomp. I think that like fake out imprison play disrespects like so much potential. Like I could have maxed. There's so many things I could have done. But he lucked into that one. So good for him. And let's see if you can actually live through this Airstream. This is a Sharp Beak boosted Airstream from Big Tornadus. Holy tornado. Let's see if you're maxing that Articuno. Nope. Yeet. Yeet. Oh, just barely able to live. That's so unfortunate. I could have went for a Rock Slide, but I really thought that would just KO because we are Sharp Beak. If I was modest and not this exact set, we would have been fine. We are gonna be able to take the Raichu out. And we still have we have a +1 speed right now, which isn't terrible, but we want that +2 speed because, oh, he's not going for a Tailwind. Alright, that's fine. Bro, the play is you imprison and then you hit me with it. Like you imprison, that's not gonna do any damage, watch. Nothing. You imprison and then you set your own speed control. So like you imprison and then you Trick Room, or you imprison and then you Tailwind me. That's how it works. But let's see what he goes for. I have a pretty big advantage right now. The question is, how do I actually want to play it? Because like I'm not as afraid of that T-Tar as I probably should be. I'm actually just gonna Hailstorm this Articuno, because like I already have the speed control, and this will take away the weather. And if he wants to max a T-Tar, he can totally max his T-Tar. I don't really want to like proc the policy on that T-Tar, because it is policy T-Tar, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, my Moltres was the best, so I'm just gonna Dragon Claw. I could actually Dragon Claw right there and Hailstorm there, but it would do less damage, right? It's fine. I'm not afraid of this T-Tar. You can totally hit my Tornadus. I already got the speed control. I literally got what I came for. And if you're maxing this T-Tar, if I never proc your policy, that's good. If I just take away your weather and make you chill, I guess you're going to reapply the weather by Rock Balling my Torn, but you don't KO the Torn. I'm pretty sure you don't KO me with this. And then next turn I'll probably switch my Lando or something. And if he's sorry, the Articuno can't protect. Like if it was protecting, I'm metagaming my own sets right now. This would have went through it and got the KO as opposed to like Garchomp hitting it. So good targeting there. You don't want to proc the T-Tar policy, right? You don't want to proc it. That T-Tar is full HP defense. This Garchomp has no points in attack. I'd be doing a hot like 5% and proccing that policy for nothing. Might as well just do very similar damage with this Dragon Claw. Like, it's not going to do that much. You can totally Rock Ball my Torn. I wonder if he has Extra in the back. Yeah, it doesn't KO. It almost does. Let's be real. It almost does. I guess this is actually going to kind of suck because I'm not going to be able to reapply Tailwind if he brings out, like, see how much damage I take. So, actually, I will live one more turn. Right? I will take the last hit while I'm still in maximum if it's Extra Drill. It is Extra Drill. So, I actually want to Max Guard here, my Torn here. I think I'm going to Max Guard my Torn and then use YOLO Tailwind next turn. I didn't bring Landorus, but both these mons outspeed if I can get a Tailwind up. Like, Zapdos is still really good here. I just got to break the Extra Drill Sash. So I do actually have to go for an Earthquake this turn, but it's not that important, and I'm thinking that I'm doing this right. Yeah, he might Rock Slide my Garchomp or something. We'll see. I'm pretty sure the way this works is I'm only going to take 10 damage because I'm still going to be a maximum at the end of the turn unless you do a YOLO Tailwind to fade away. Protect, so he's actually going to have free policy proc. That's such a greedy play. I feel this guy is super metagaming the fact that I'm metagaming him, which is cool. And what I mean by metagaming him is I know his sets and he knows that I know. So he knows the things that I need to do to punish him. So I'm getting a free policy proc on him. That sucks for me, but we'll see how this plays out. So weakness policy's up. Let's see if he's actually hitting the Garchomp. That'd be dope. He is hitting the Garchomp. That's so crazy. He just ignores my Torn. Ignores my Torn, hits my Garchomp right in the kisser after the +2. I think it's a crit. Yeah, had to be a crit. Had to. 100% had to be a crit to do that. Never lucky. That's a +1 coming at you hot. And the thing that really does suck about this is... Oh, I actually took less damage that time. I don't have that Earthquake damage anymore. I don't have the AoE. So we're going to have to send Zapdos out. I think we're just going to go after the T-Tar slot and ignore the Excadrill. So we're going to Tailwind, go after the T-Tar slot. T-Tar can totally max guard if he wants. But then it's up to like my freaking... the rest of my stuff to be able to get anything done here. Yeah, we have to Tailwind. We have to hit the T-Tar. I think that you have to hit the T-Tar. If you hit the Excadrill, it just clocks the Sash, right? So if he could max guard, go after my Zapdos, like he'd be max guard Rock Sliding, which won't KO my Zapdos. Awesome. So we're gonna be able to get the T-Tar off the board. Awesome. Zapdos still outspeeding, got the damage, Thunderous Kick, Life Orb boosted, barely taking that thing out, by the way, because our T-Tar is the thickest thing in the world. My T-Tar almost lived. And yeah, you totally go for Rock Slide. I think that you just do the Rock Slide. Yeah, it doesn't even do that much damage here. Neutral damage on Zapdos. And we're barely going to be able to get this one, I think. We actually still could lose if we miss the wrong move on our... if we miss 2 Focus Blasts on our Thunderous, which is a bad mon to have, but you can see all we have is Electric and Poison attacks and 1 Focus Blast. So we're actually going to have to Focus Blast this Excadrill. We have like 2 turns to try it. The correct play here is to actually just Protect for 1 turn. I actually wonder if I should just be Detecting. No, I shouldn't. Let's go for the Thunderous Kick. Focus Blast. Let me hit it. Never lucky. Never ever lucky. This is going to clock Sash. Oh my gosh. We have to hit one. Because I don't think he one-shots Thunderous with a Rock Slide. He's going to almost one-shot it, but not yet. I have to Focus Blast, by the way. Like, there's no other option. Let's see if he Okos our Zapdos with this. Orb damage. Iron Head. Alright. He's not even hitting the Thunderous. Alright, Thunderous. I told you I could have detected that turn. I totally could have detected. Let me hit my move. This is now at a point where single target Rock Slide might Oko me. I have to hit this Focus Blast. Focus Blast! RNG! Save me! Save me, RNG! Do it. Do it, Focus Blast. You can protect all you want. I still got Tailwind. The only person whose time you're wasting by protecting is your own. Protect, that's fine. I wonder if actually the Sandstorm's gonna end, right? Yeah, Focus Blast right there. I have to. Like, I wish I had Grass Knot or something stupid. Sandstorm subsides. I still have Tailwind. I still have control. All I gotta do. I mean, he could miss Rock Slide just like I can miss Focus Blast. It's a little bit more of a chance for me to miss. But let's hit it. 70% of the time, every single time. Focus Blast! That's what I'm talking about. Give me those wins. You can try your best to use my own teams, but the only one who can beat me is me. That's right. You take the wins. All right. Yo, I love that core. Zapdos, T-Tar, Landorus, Dracovish, Dusclops, Rillaboom. So, like, if they want to Dusclops, Rillaboom, I think the actual best play for me here is to go, like, Coco Torn, as weird as that sounds. I think Coco Torn's actually super good because it's good against the Dracovish, it's good against the Zapdos, it's good against Dusclops and Rillaboom, and it guarantees that I have my control for the remainder of the game. The only thing I have to do after that is correctly bring the last 2 mons. Landorus is really hard to beat for Thunderous, so I think we might want to go Zapdos here, just because Zapdos can potentially like roll a lot of those and is pretty good, decent versus Landorus, and I'm actually thinking about bringing my own Landorus here. No, can't bring my own Landorus. I think it has to be... Does it really have to be Garchomp? I don't want to bring Garchomp. I think Landorus is better. Because there is a chance that he gets some sort of speed control, and Landorus would be better versus the Dracovish than some other things. Only issue with Coco is that Coco has... I'm actually really happy I'm bringing the Landorus. It's a really good switch-in if he leads like T-Tar and I have Coco on the board. But the reason we lead Coco and Torn is because we can like double into, like, if I lead Coco Torn, they're going to be fake outing, if they lead Dusclops Rillaboom, they're going to be fake outing my Tornadus because that's the one that taunts. The Coco gets the taunt up then, and it's really nice. And then the next turn we just Airstream. So let's see it. Yeah, that's completely fine. We can still just taunt and Airstream, and that's good for me. If you want to switch in your T-Tar, I think I'm still okay. I'm still kind of okay. He sees our Frisk, he sees our Sash, he sees our Sharp Beak. We do outspeed the crap out of that Zapdos. I actually don't have to max to one-shot it. I don't. I can totally do something different. We will definitely be taunting here. But, like, I don't have to, yeah, I really don't have to max to KO that thing. Because, like, Hurricane is still a 110. I'm just going to do it. Raw Hurricane. I don't want to be tied down to being max Torn this game. Because you know he's switching. I'd much rather miss this and not be locked into a Maxmon versus a T-Tar. Because I can just switch in my Landorus and get a really good Intimidate up there. Let's see what he's going for. I want to see if he's going for an ally switch. He's going to break our Coco Sash because he did see the Sash. We baited him into switching there because he saw our items. This is completely fine. I hope he's not going for just a raw Nightshade or something weird. Hopefully he's still trying to set TR. I do miss the Hurricane. It's never lucky, but I don't think I'm in a terrible, terrible spot. Now let's see what I actually want to get done. I am going to be switching in my Landorus here. The question is, who do I want to switch it in for? These both have Protect. I can totally go for the Protect. I could even double switch here. Double switch. We switched in here and switched in here. And then we can just go for EQ Thunderous Kick and we're good. He can't ally switch. He might even be switching in right now. And at this point, if he's switching in, like I'm already getting in my Landorus on both sides. That's how this is fine. So it doesn't really matter what side I'm switching in on. But the fact that both my mons are faster means I already get my Intimidates up. If you were to be switching out that Dusclops for a Zapdos, Landorus is already on the board, so we can't get a Defiant proc, which is really nice. Super nice. And that T-Tar's Intimidated, so it's not going to be doing a ton. I really don't think he's going for anything weird. Like, this is completely fair. Rillaboom? Great. Feels amazing, man. And just show me that Rock Slide. Show me that slide. That electric slide. So we've seen all 4 of his mons. He has these 2 plus Dusclops Zapdos. Protect T-Tar. So Protect actually isn't going to be on cooldown. Because nothing happened that turn. It didn't waste the cooldown of it. I will be Airstreaming the Rillaboom. And probably U-turning the Rillaboom as well in case he wants to max that thing. And then we're going to be bringing back in probably our Coco to reapply Taunt to the Dusclops after going like all in like this. So we're going for the big Airstream. And do I actually want to go for the U-turn? I think we just switch in. I think we just hard switch because like he could fake out the Lando. Would you be fake outing Lando? See, the problem with this is like I don't know if I have enough damage to beat just the Dusclops with just like these 2 on the board. That's like my issue with that. And if he doesn't protect this turn, like next turn he'd be having so much advantage. I think I am going to pop the U-turn. Or I can just go for like, EQ's mitigated right now, so I don't want to do that. Yeah, I think we just go for the U-turn then. If he fake outs the Lando, at least he's not like resetting. I'm not locked into that move, right? I can just switch it up and go for a Rock Slide. And then maybe Rock Slide plus an Airstream is enough to take out the Dusclops. Maybe. Let's see if he protects the T-Tar. He's probably just fake out in the Zapdos, if I'm being realistic. I think it's just because people don't know that like people just max their Zapdos all willy-nillys now. So let's see what he's going for. Fake out. Who you hitting? He's maxing. I would love to see a max Rillaboom here. That'd be so good for me. But he's going to max that T-Tar, I think. Yep. I think it's so greedy to max T-Tar in front of the Zapdos too. Unless he's like fake out in the Zapdos slot. And if he's fake out on the Zapdos slot, I think we're fine. And we know that he would go like, after I kill his Rillaboom, he's going to bring in his Dusclops. Fake out Zapdos. Told you he was going to. Told you. So get a U-turn off. Ooh, that's so much. Lando's so good. Remember that T-Tar's intimidated, so I'm not that afraid of it. I think the right play is just to bring in the Coco. Coco can seal up his Zapdos while also at the same time sealing, well, soft seal up Zapdos. And we still seal up the Dusclops with the ability to taunt it. Airstreams up. I think next turn, I'm probably going to protect my Zapdos, depending on how well I live any of these things, and go for just a raw taunt on the Dusclops, because I want to see if he has ally switch. And I don't really care if I lose my Coco, because we outspeed his Zapdos right now. Darkness. Shouldn't do a ton. He's hitting my Coco slot. Yep, but Coco is a fairy type. It does resist it. So the correct play here is to bring out your Dusclops. If you do decide to bring out your Zapdos, ooh, I'm +2 now. I might just hit. Sorry, +1. I might just one-shot the Dusclops. I might just double into the Dusclops with like Taunt and Airstream. We'll see. Zapdos is this is weird. I'm very surprised that he went for a Darkness there. He's going for the Zapdos, so he might be Scarfed on that thing. I have to respect Zapdos here, even at the cost of disrespecting T-Tar. Airstream should be able to get the KO. And I don't really want to Discharge here. I don't really want to go for any of these. I think I'm just going to go for the raw Taunt so I can taunt the Dusclops next turn. If it's Sash Zapdos or Scarf Zapdos and we're speed tying, that would be lame. But like being able to take out that Zapdos is really nice. So Protect Coco, people always disrespect the Protect, especially on these taunt users. Max Guard, well now why would I ever hit your T-Tar? -1 T-Tar is not a problem. It's not a problem. Big damage. That's +2 speed now. Next turn, we just take out the T-Tar. I think next turn we actually go for like... I think the right play might be to nuke the T-Tar with the fighting attack and the taunt. As weird as that sounds. Because his Protect's on cooldown now. Unless I just wanted to go like D-Gleam. It's still kind of hard to say exactly how I should play this. There's Jazz Hands, the Dusclops. Dusclops is still super good. Let's see though. Will +1 Airstream be able to take out that Dusclops? This is our last turn max. I think I'm just gonna go for the Airstream into the Dusclops to like guarantee take it out. And I don't want to Dazzling because that'll proc the policy. I think I'm just gonna go for the Taunt as well. Because you can't ally switch and TR, right? You cannot do both. He goes for the double guard. I respect that. We taunt just to freaking make sure, right? Just to keep that slot honest in case the Zapdos doesn't have the damage. But like we know that the T-Tar has no damage. I think this game and the last game we played are great examples. Yeah, we're gonna be able to take them out. Sandstorm should tick first. Are great examples of like if you don't proc the T-Tar policy, like if you ignore the T-Tar, if you ignore the Metagross, if you ignore the Pokemon that needs to get their policy procced, like you're golden. Sandstorm decides, oh, never lucky. All right, well it's totally fine. Actually, is it? Yeah, Coco's faster than Zapdos, so Dazzling will still be able to take out the Coco. Sorry, the Dusclops. It should. Special Coco is still strong. And then Thunderous Kick should be able to seal up the deal on this T-Tar. Holy moly, this team is so good. This team is so good. Disquake. Didn't use a ton of the Disquake, but like the threaten of Disquake, the correct targeting plays, everything about this team, it just fits my playstyle so well. I absolutely love it. And it forced our opponent to bring the Rillaboom because they wanted that terrain control when like we don't even have terrain control. We literally have the illusion of terrain control, which is super cool. So hopefully you guys like this. Let me know in the comments below, you know, some other teams you want to see. Do you guys want to see, you know, some Regieleki action? You want to see some other legendaries? Or, you know, are there some Pokemon that are returning, like Walrein, for example, that you want to see me use? I usually always have like 1 or 2 slots to work things in to teams, so let me know what you guys want to see in the future. I know I've been using a little bit more serious teams recently. You know, I did that tournament where I used my really super serious Dakataka team, and then this team is one that I actually believe is a pretty serious team as well. You can kind of see how we controlled pretty much every single game, and we're able to just grind things out right from the very start. We might be going into a little bit more meme territory, maybe even some singles territory in the future, so let me know what you want to see in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.